All right, well, welcome to Live Lessons, everyone. So glad that you're here with us. It's kind of a rainy night here in Nashville, but we're so glad that you're with us. If you're able to, go ahead and type in where you're from. It's always fun for me to see that while y'all are doing that. Oh, gosh, look at them. Rochester, Minnesota, Manhattan. Saw some Texas go by. Oh, now they're coming. Canada, Kansas. Well, welcome, everybody, to the Bronx. Boise, Idaho. Great. Man, up Alberta. I saw that one pass as well. Ottawa.
They're going by so fast.
We are so glad to have with us Jack Pearson. Jack, so thankful that you are here with us. Glad that you're here. It's going to be a great night. We're going to be talking about blues guitar. We'll probably be talking about slide along the way, and we'll also be probably playing a little jazz along the way too, maybe just to throw it in there as well.
Hard to get by without it.
It's hard to get by without it. That's true. That's true. To get us started off, we're going to have some giveaways a little bit later on in the lesson. If you want to be a part of that, you need to log in to us at ustream.tv. And you will be logged in. Once we see your name in the chat, then you will be able to do music to do my announcements by. And you'll be able to log in, and then we'll be able to send out some giveaway stuff to you if you win that. So welcome, everybody. We're at about 260 or so people. So I'm glad that you guys are here. Let's go ahead and get started off. We'll do that. Let's see, we had messed around with a little groove in A, so that seems like a good place to start.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here wondering if a matchbox hold my coat. I'm sitting here wondering if a matchbox hold my coat. Ain't got no matches, everything I got is gone. Let me be your little dog till your big dog comes. Let me be your little dog till your big dog comes. When your big dog gets here, show him what your little puppy knows. I'm an old country boy, long way from home. I'm an old country boy, long way from home. Ain't got no matches, everything I got is gone.
All right, well, it's going to be a good night. I can tell it already.
How can you tell?
I can just tell. I can just feel it in my bones that it's going to be a good
I
night.
can hear it in my ear.
As you guys have questions out there, feel free to ask them. We'll try and get to as many of them as we can as we're getting started here. Wow, Jack, you have been with us several times over the years.
Yeah, we always have a good time.
It is an honor to have you back here with us.
Honor to be here.
How'd you get started playing guitar?
My oldest brother got me started, and we used to play that song every weekend.
Really?
Yeah, every Sunday. My brother-in-law Gary would sing,
Mm-hmm.
and my nephews would play drums, and me and Stanley would play guitar.
And you're from Nashville?
I was born in Nashville,
Yep.
but we moved to Murfreesboro when I was young,
Mm-hmm.
so I grew up in Murfreesboro.
Now, so
But he was really into rockabilly and all that stuff, you know.
so you still play?
No, he passed away about 4 years ago.
I'm so sorry. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. Wow. So you've been playing since about when did you start?
I've been playing 40 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. And along the way, you have played so many great things. I was kind of refreshing my memory on all the great things you've played with over the years. You played
Yeah.
with Vince Gill. I see you playing with Vince Gill all the time.
We do something together every once in a while. He'll call me up, come over and do this and do that.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then you were with Allman Brothers for a few years.
Yeah.
What years were those?
Well, I first played with him in '93,
Mhm.
and then I played with Greg after that in his solo band,
Mhm.
and then they asked me to join the Allman Brothers in '97.
Okay.
And then I left in the spring of 1999.
Mm-hmm.
I was having tinnitus really bad in my ears, so I
Yeah.
had to quit touring for a while.
Yeah. Pretty loud on the stage, I would imagine.
Very loud, yeah.
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 Is that we have lots of questions about that from time to time. Tinnitus. Is that something that you found some relief in
What?
over the years?
No, they're still trying to come up with new things to deal with it, but yeah, I still have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to sleep sometimes.
Yeah. And loud noises are
That
painful.
aggravates it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Certain frequencies actually cause physical pain
mhm.
because the nerves, I guess, are, they've got different theories about it all.
Yeah. Moral of that story is watch your volume of your ears.
Yeah, I have a small amp here, and I'm trying to play like acoustic level. So
It is very quiet in here. A marked difference from when Johnny Highland is here in the studio.
I mean, I still like to play loud, and sometimes I have to, but I always wear earplugs now.
Yeah.
And but you kind of get off on the volume, the
Mhm.
vibrations and everything.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I can't do any more damage to my ears, I hope. So.
Yeah. Got to take care of your ears. You only get one
Yep.
set.
That's right.
And they got to last you a long time. Already having questions come in. Geach NYC from New York City says, what did Jack learn at different stages that helped him move to the next level? Scales or techniques or things like that.
Yeah, I never learned many scales, but I mostly learned from chord voicings and learning songs. Like in the key of G. I try to see how many different G chords
Mm-hmm.
you got, major 7s, 13s, and 9s. And then it starts repeating.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so as you look at that, I would say, wow, well, those notes go together, and these do. And I started seeing all these different little shapes, and you can play out of them with your solo, And that's a nice melody, just
Yeah.
doing that. But if you start mixing it up, as I started seeing all these shapes and everything, I started seeing that, wait a minute, that's all of the notes, so I can play any note.
Yeah.
Which is
If you relate it back to where you're
right,
at, home
yeah,
base. Yeah.
almost, yeah. So, but you have all that available to try to create your melodies and riffs, and of course we all have favorite licks that we play,
Mhm.
and based out of the blues scale and the
Mhm.
pentatonic.
Yeah. But it sounds...
it's mainly just major, minor, and then you got your dominant, you know, which has the diminished and all that.
Right.
So, and then all your relatives, you know, which, I mean, it's like endless, the combinations, you know, because, you know, if you're in G and you got B minor and E minor and A minor and D,
right.
1, 6, 2, 5,
Yeah.
and the 3 minor, I mean, they all have common notes.
Now, you didn't have any formal music training that I know of, did you?
No.
Take lessons or anything like that?
There wasn't anybody. My brother showed me what he had, and, you know, guys in school, we would show each other something sometimes. I ain't showing you that. That's my new lick. I ain't showing it to you. But we didn't have YouTube back then. You know, I'd watch TV, and if I saw somebody playing guitar, I would look at it, try to memorize it, and I'd run to my bedroom and pick up my guitar and try to see where he was putting his fingers. Yeah. And try to learn that way. Of course, I'm too lazy to do that with YouTube now.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
no,
the tools available now are just crazy with all that.
I watch all kind of stuff on YouTube. You know, Oscar Peterson and all those guys, and I try to learn some of that stuff. So I'm still trying to learn and piece it all together. But for me, it was always chord voicings, and like when I learned that G7. Play the 5 minor of that on top of the G7.
That's a D minor 7th.
Right.
You can play a D minor 7th over a G7.
Right.
And they kind of, there's so many notes are similar that it works between them.
It's kind of like a G9. Just
Yeah.
one note different.
Yeah. This is almost what we were exactly what we were talking about last week when I was talking about soloing and different combinations that you can do with chords in between that. One of the things that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Let's see, Nacogdoches Bob from Nacogdoches, Texas, my home state. What guitar is Jack playing?
This is a. This was made for me in Indonesia and delivered through a pawn shop. No, it's a Fender Squire. It's actually really nice. It's got flame maple in the neck, and it's the 20th anniversary Squire, made by Fender.
Yeah.
And
stock pickups?
Everything's stock. I've had to replace the volume pod and the output jack, and these tone controls are on their way out too. So I'll be replacing them.
And I've seen you play all kinds of
pickups.
Guitars over the years that we've been working together. You've played your 336.
336. G&Ls. I mean, everybody makes great guitars. I found this, and I just love the way the neck feels. It just fits my hand really good. And it vibrates, you know. I don't know if they can hear that, but it vibrates good, and it just feels good. You know.
Jack is rather a minimalist in gear, to say it easily.
Well,
so,
people ask me, why are you playing that thing? It's like, I like it.
That's right.
You know, I mean, yeah.
That's right.
So.
Here, I've got this nice pedal board filled with all kinds of things I've acquired over the years. And Jack, I can tell you exactly what Jack's got down here. We've got a regular chromatic tuner, regular Boss tuner, a TS 7, or is that an 808?
No, it's a 9.
TS9. TS9. Ibanez Tube Screamer.
It's a year or two old.
Yeah. And then plugged into the MXR modified Overdrive, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Yeah. And going right into your amp.
Yep.
So
I mean, I have other effects at home. I got a great wah-wah. Oh man, that Dunlop makes, and man, I should have brought it. It's got extra features and functions, and
and then what type of amp are you playing through today?
This is a Fender Blues Jr.
Fender Blues Jr.
It's just stock. It hadn't been modified.
Yep.
I've got several different kind of amps.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I have, you know, delays and phase shifters and stuff, but I just don't have a pedal board. Yeah. I keep saying one of my dreams is to have a pedal board someday.
That's all right. One of my dreams is to play like Jack Pearson, so I'll trade you my pedal board.
No, that's okay.
All right. L Black 7 is asking, what amp do you recommend for low volume blues for just practice at home?
Oh, well, something
probably
like
your
this is
one that
good.
you got there,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it's got a master volume, so, it's just barely on. It's on 2, and the regular volume's on 3 or something.
We'll try and get a picture of this before Jack packs it up, and I'll try and put it on our.
I have an old blackface champ
Yeah.
that I use a lot at the house, and, it's just a...
I know Will
Basic
McFarland
amp.
came in. He had a little Princeton.
Well, I used that champ the first thing we did
Yeah.
here.
Sounded
yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
But, I've had big amps. I had a great 50-watt Marshall head that would just peel the paint off of the walls, but I can still hear it ringing in my ears, So, but I got rid of that a long time ago. But
Yes.
I've gone through, I don't know, dozens of amps. I don't know how many.
Yeah.
But if you got to get the sound acoustically, most of my practicing all my life has been without an amp, either in a hotel room
Mhm.
or just sitting around the house playing my electric guitar, not plugged in.
Mhm.
Because if I can get the vibrato and if I can make it sing like that, when I plug it up, it's going to do even more.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your technique for that. I know in the last live lesson you had talked about sustaining a note, just like you were talking about there, sustaining a note by really just moving your finger on the fretboard and just keeping that kind of massaging that note
Yeah.
and
listen
being
to
able to
this.
keep it
Listen.
going.
Is that loud enough? It's still ringing.
It's still going, and the only
It's
thing
still going, but you can't hear it because it's such a low level. But I'm making it ring that long with my finger against the fret.
just rubbing that fret a little bit on the
But
string.
without rubbing it, it'll last this long. So that's pretty good sustain. It's still
Yeah.
going, but by rubbing it on the fret, I can make it go a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But it's finger control. But it's also not playing the string so hard.
Yeah.
Because if I play the string real hard, it'll die off quick.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
the attack is so loud. Actually, it's still sustaining
Yeah.
because I'm moving it a little bit.
Yeah.
But when the attack is that loud, that's what the listener hears.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a trick.
It's
It's a technique of controlling the note with your hand.
You probably have the lightest touch of any one that we've had on the show, and yet you're still able to play aggressive and sound incredibly
Yeah, I get a pretty
strong in your sound.
Well, yeah.
And-
That's
but-
the thing about playing and not overplaying the string. You can
Mhm.
get more volume. When I play acoustic, I
Mhm.
mean, I get a lot of volume, but I'm not playing as hard as some of the guys do.
Yeah.
And when I play hard, it ties me up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. What are some other, I don't know, dexterity or finger exercises or things that guys can do to give their fingers a bit more dexterity on the neck?
Well, there's the regular finger exercises where you do one finger per fret,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go backwards. I still work on this. I was shown this when I was just starting out, and I still do it. And this, where you put all fingers on one string and then move your first finger up. Have
Yeah.
you seen that?
Yeah.
It's so hard to do because I'm used to having my fingers up. But it takes more control to keep them on one string and keep them all down, and especially when that took a lot of concentration just to keep these down and move my second finger right in.
Somebody, I thought it may have even been you, was because I do that exercise.
You
and,
do?
And they were doing like moving then 1 and 3,
Right.
and then moving 2 and 4 to the string beyond that.
Right.
And 1 and 3. It's tricky.
It's really hard.
It is very tricky
because
to do
I'm
that.
used to moving them around like this,
Mhm.
But it does help. And I mean, that's an old exercise,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
Because I remember seeing seeing it in an instructional thing
Yeah.
in the mid-'80s.
Yeah.
But, you know, mostly just practicing my chords. But I'll play the major scale, and then you know, backstep it. And I'll do that. Sometimes I'll start in G, I'll go up to D and go back down. And
Yeah.
if I can get through all of that without messing up, I feel like I've done something. But it's not playing music.
Yeah.
That's not playing music. That's just doing push-ups.
Doing push-ups, keeping your
Yeah.
dexterity happening.
And I do hand exercises where you hold your hand out and you bring one finger down. Try to
Okay.
keep your wrist straight.
Jay would do that facing forward so the camera can
Okay.
see you there.
And then,
Right.
so that helps. And then do combinations.
Oh,
1 and
gosh,
3,
that'd be
1
hard.
and, you know,
Yeah.
second and the fourth one, that's tough.
Yeah.
But I've been doing this for a few years because I've had a lot of hand problems through the years.
Well, talk to that. We had one of the questions coming up later on. I forget who was asking. It was talking about your limited mobility, wrestling with mobility issues with your
Yeah.
ability to bend your wrist.
Right, that's
Um,
it right there.
So
been
that's
like
as
that since I
far
was
as
a
you can.
kid.
So you can't
No, I can't.
bend your wrist
Uh-uh.
like that.
And like the classical players, they'll get up under. I can't do that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, without a lot of pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's kind of, I don't know, but it's made me readjust my fingerings.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, you know, I can't get around to do this.
Yeah.
Not for long.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll do it like this.
Yeah.
But it made me come up with a different way of playing.
Mm-hmm.
I think last time we talked about the Chuck Berry lick.
Yeah.
You know, where you know, I can't reach up there because I can't
Yeah.
get my wrist up under there, so I skip a string. So I'm going, but I'm getting the sixth up
Mm-hmm.
by skipping a string instead of going up here.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, you also do so much great slide work. Let's talk a little bit about your slide technique. Can you play us a little something with slide if you've got that handy?
I use just a little glass slide on my third finger,
Mm-hmm.
and one of my deals is I don't put it past that knuckle,
Mm-hmm.
because when I do that, I have to bend my wrist more, so just let it go up down to there.
Mm-hmm.
And that way, when my hand's here, it just goes on and it's right there in position.
Right.
So that's, you know,
Play
logical to me.
us a little something on with slide.
Oops.
Beautiful. Now, I notice so much muting is going on your hand.
Yeah.
Unlike some other slide players, Jack's guitar is in standard tuning
Yeah, I use
with
open
action that's
tuning.
not any higher than
No, it's normal.
normal action.
Yeah.
But I guess your touch is just so light that it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't push down much on the slide. I just let it float.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another way to get sustained with the slide. So I'm
Mhm.
trying to let the string keep vibrating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's still going, and without compression or anything. I'm doing the same thing with the slide as I do with my finger.
Yeah.
And
And talk a little bit about your right hand muting that you're doing down there as you're playing slide on a particular string, muting the other strings.
I'm covering the other strings that I'm not playing. Like that was in B flat, so playing this B flat on the B string.
Mm-hmm.
My thumb is covering these strings,
Mm-hmm.
and this finger's covering there. And when I move up, my hand is adjusting.
So you're playing it without a pick. You're not using it. Your pick is just tucked in between your fingers.
Every once in a while I'll use a pick. But it's usually for like a, I don't know, certain style.
Yeah.
But I'd put the pick between these two fingers and play with my fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to A. Might make more sense. So I'm using the same chord progressions, you know, like if A 1 6 2 5, then 2, then the 5. But I'll do that if you're just playing an A.
Mm-hmm.
If you're playing an A chord, I'm playing those things on top of that.
Underneath that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. So it's with that. I use other tunings, but you know, I only had one guitar when I was growing up, and so I learned how to play in standard.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have time to retune, and we didn't have well, I still don't have a guitar tech to hand me a guitar in different tunings for each song, you know.
Let's see. We got another question here. Ellis James says that Warren Haynes said that the Allman Brothers Band, I guess what that was, uses alternate tunings and special things to get their unique sound. Jack, what would one of those be?
Well, Dwayne Allman, he used standard tuning for songs like Dreams. It was just standard tuning, and Mountain Jam. But the Statesboro Blues and Trouble No More and things like that, he tuned to open E.
Explain open E tuning
open
for
E
the guys.
Is
and gals. Sorry about that.
It'd be like this, right? So you tune the guitar open so it has these notes. So the G goes up to G sharp. So if he plays an E chord, that's what this is. Yeah. Like on The Weight, he played with Aretha Franklin. It was in B flat. That's that sound, and he used a Strat, you know, mostly in Muscle Shoals.
Yeah.
And then he got that gold top later on. But I think a lot of that, it sounds like a Strat to me. So that's all out of that box, and it's kind of like harmonica licks.
It's all out of that basic
Dwayne
form.
Allman licks, yeah. But it's based out of that pattern, you know. There's a D.
Now, are you also kind of muting with these fingers behind the behind the?
Not really.
Or is it just stabilizing?
They
a
touch
little
every
bit?
once in a while. You can change the sound by doing that. That's no muting. But it's so subtle, and through an amp,
Yeah.
you can't tell a whole lot. But I like the sounds behind the slide. There's overtones that happen behind the slide that, especially if you're...
On acoustic, you probably catch that a whole lot more.
Yeah, and unplugged. And
Yeah.
But I'm not really doing it, for an effect or anything. It's just kind of happening.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And there's open G. Lowell George, he used open A, so he would tune the guitar up to that.
So you're just tuning to an A chord.
Yeah, kind of.
Mm-hmm. While Jack's getting set up, Tracy Stevenson is asking, has Jack disabled or blocked the tremolo on your Strat, your Squire, to get to help with sustain? Do you ever use the tremolo bar?
It's movable. It still has the springs on it. I don't use a tremolo much. I mean, it'll move, but I got it cranked up where it doesn't move much.
Very tight.
But it will move if you put a screwdriver in there. Or, the vibrato bar. So.
Fantastic. While Jack's getting tuned up.
My G&L, I have it blocked up.
Yeah.
Where it won't move at all. But I don't know if it helps sustain or not. I actually like the sound of the springs. I can hear them in the back of the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it comes through the pickups or not, but
that rattle.
There's something about it. Almost adds a little reverb or something.
Now, are you back in standard tuning, or you're?
I'm working on it.
Okay. All right. While Jack is doing that, don't you get that back? You also are able to do so much jazz sort of playing, even just like you're doing there, by just switching the sound up and the technique that you're playing.
Yeah, that's what I like so much about a Strat is all the different pickup combinations, and I rewire the tone control of this tone. I take it off of the middle and put it on the treble pickup, the bridge. So, but when I've been doing that for a long time.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense not to have a tone control on the bridge pickup, so I always reverse it.
Yeah.
And with you can do a lot just with the tone.
So you just back the tone off a little bit there, playing on the neck pickup with the tone backed off a little bit.
It gets a good jazzy sound.
Yeah, play us a little something with that. Using your thumb.
Yeah, I do a lot of playing with my fingers. I alternate between the pick, my fingers, and just my thumb. Mm-hmm. And I got a big callus right here on the side of my thumb. And I practice doing up and down strokes with it. To do the octaves, I use my first and little finger, and I skip a string. And I'm not playing very hard. That way, when I, I just do a back and forth, it's still as loud as the picking note.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So it's, you know,
Let's.
part of it's just manipulating the tone
Yeah.
that you get, and
We'll let Jack take a breath for a second, and we'll do a little bit of business. I see we got a couple more questions. We'll catch some more questions here in just a second. One of the things that Jack did with us was our Learn and Master Blues guitar course, which is one of the courses that we're featuring this month. I'm teaching basic blues concepts. We talk about form and different things about style. Jack is one of our great interviews, and Jack talks about slide technique. You did mostly slide technique in that interview.
okay.
And then we have Johnny Highland as well. So if you're interested in learning about blues, if you're interested in just getting some basic blues instruction in our good way, which is just systematic building block instruction, and check out the Learn and Master Blues guitar course that we've got going on this month. Our newsletter came out this morning, and so hopefully if you're on our newsletter list, you've got that. And part of our newsletter list, we give resources, and this is sort of a blues month. I declared it, so we're going to make it a blues month. So we're featuring the blues course, and in our resources sale, we're featuring a couple things. We're featuring Rick Vito's slide. He's got a DVD, instructional DVD, talking about his slide technique. Remember Rick Vito from 2 weeks ago. So I put that one on our resources sale, and then we also put Jack's CD, most recent CD, although it's been a couple years. When did you do this CD? The Do What's Right one.
It's been a while.
We put this CD, and Jack has graciously offered to autograph. He's already autographed every one of them. So his hand is aching already from autographing this. So, all that to say, if you're interested in learning blues, I can't think of better person to learn from than Jack and Rick Vito and his slide technique. Check those resources out. There's a blue button underneath your Ustream window that says monthly specials. That'll take you right to that, and you could get Rick Vito's DVD. You can get this autographed CD by Jack and a blues course, whatever you want. And then, Jack, you have your website as well.
JackPearson.com.
And tell us all about that. I know that's recently been revamped, and you've got a lot of good things happening over there.
Yeah, we've got the 4 CDs on there for sale and downloads, and I don't know, it's pretty elaborate. I need to go through and look at it all again, but it's set up where I can release a bunch of unreleased tracks I've got.
Yeah.
I've got just so many through the years, and I've decided I'm going to release them on there as MP3s.
Good.
Instead of trying to press them all up in packages, you know.
Good. Well, and I know you've been playing a lot lately. I just see you around town all the time. I think the last thing you were at, saw a video of you and Tommy Emmanuel at down at 3rd and Lindsley, I think it was.
We have a good time. Anytime he's in town, sometimes he'll call and we'll get together, and we're like little kids. We're just John Knowles said we went by Cotton Music to see their new store, and it felt like a tornado blew through there when we left. But John said it was like the circus came to town, because I don't know, we just laugh and carry on and play. And he found out I was playing, so I said, well, come bring your guitar and play. So he did. He hadn't played electric in a long time, he said, but he brought his telly out and we played. Yeah. He played about half of the night. Yeah.
It was great stuff. I watched some of that. It was great videos on that.
We have fun.
All right, well, let's give away something. We're going to give away one of Jack's CDs.
That's my first one.
This is your first CD.
Yeah.
We'll get Jack to autograph this. Can you tell us anything about this? Other than it was your first one. You recorded that here in town? You recorded that here in town, I'm sure?
Yeah, I did it at home.
Yeah.
That was back in I think I recorded most of it in 93. It came out in 94.
Yeah.
And it's got a picture of the car I got my driver's license in.
Somebody's about ready to win this this CD of Jack's. The winner of this is Eddie Beach 68. Eddie Beach 68. Congratulations, you have just won this CD. We'll get Jack to autograph that before he goes. And wonderful. What you need to do, Eddie, is email us at service@legacylearningsystems.com or legacyinstruction.com too. We could switch that over. Service@legacyinstruction.com. And that will just email us there and give us your information, your phone number and address and stuff, and we'll get that out to you. So wonderful. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Are you doing the pedal now?
We'll do the pedal in a minute.
Okay.
In a little bit.
'Cause I want to say something about it.
Yeah. Can you play us something? Can you play us a tune?
Yeah? You want me to play acoustic?
Yeah. Play the National a little bit. Tell us about this. What is this monster?
This is old beat up 1932 National Duolin.
Yeah.
And it was red when I got it. Somebody painted it. It's not the original color. The original is silver like this.
Yeah. I don't know. You can't really tell this maybe from the camera angle. This is metal.
Yeah.
That's metal.
You can see where it's come off.
It has a wood neck.
Yeah.
And
So it's all metal, and it has a resonator in here, like a Dobro.
yeah. What are you going to play for us? What tuning is that in? That sounds like a low D tuning.
This is D.
Yeah.
So it's like that E tuning, but a whole step down.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's standard pitch.
Close enough.
Seems like it's always the same old thing, hanging on like a ball and chain. Bill collector knocking at your door. Don't it make you wonder what you're working for every day? Every day. Don't keep scheming harder every day. Take a chance, trying hard to win, just to find that you're losing again. Read it in the paper, like it's all on the news. World's got trouble, everybody's got the blues every day. Every day. Keep scheming harder every day.
Oh.
We started giggling because I hit that harmonic.
That was pretty sweet. You got the slide and everything on that, and you just rip that harmonic out in the middle.
Sometimes it comes out.
That was pretty sweet.
But it's the same technique. You know, I'm muting with my right hand, but I'm trying to keep the bass going,
Yeah.
which is a basic, you know, that's like Chet Atkins,
Yeah.
Blind Willie Johnson. He was really famous for keeping his thumb going. Kind of a stride piano type
Yeah,
of
yeah.
thing. So,
Yeah.
you know, back in the 20s and 30s, Blind Blake, all them guys did that. Reverend Gary Davis.
Reverend Gary Davis. That's
Yeah.
right.
But this is done on this open tuning. It's tough.
It's a unique sound, that National. It's
yeah.
a very sweet old-time blues sound.
Yeah. I wanted one for most of my life, and then ran across this in the mid-90s.
Really.
So I just got it back then, and feel very blessed to be able to play this guitar.
Yes. We're going to take a quick break for a second, let Jack catch his breath, and we will be back in about 60 seconds.
Legacy Learning Systems' Learn and Master line of courses features an exclusive multimodal learning process to build skills from the ground up by utilizing 4 modes of learning: reading, listening, watching, and doing. Even a complete beginner can follow this easy-to-use program of self-directed study. Building confidence and skills, our system allows the learner to progress through intermediate and advanced levels to full mastery. Each course contains between 12 and 22 DVDs of visual instruction, a full printed workbook, access to our online support community, as well as 3 to 5 audio CDs in our music courses, which include fully produced jam-along tracks. Learn in the privacy of your own home, at your own pace with the Learn and Master family of courses. Bring your dream within reach. Furthering your education, Legacy Learning Systems offers a unique resource to all students, the Learn and Master online community. Here you can communicate with fellow students and course instructors and immerse yourself into an interactive community where knowledge, fun facts, and experiences are shared. Signing up is easy. Take your learning to the next level, the Learn and Master online community, your place for serious instruction.
All right. Well, thanks for sticking
You
around.
can't play that. You don't play that note in that chord.
Well, I think you're completely wrong, Jack.
Well, I think you're wrong.
I think slide is of the devil, and nobody can play that.
We're just
Sorry, we're just having some fun.
we were talking about what can you play over one chord in the blues.
That's right. We had a lot of questions.
We should argue about it because everybody's got different theories, you know.
Let's talk about that. When you're playing a blues solo and you're over, there's 3 chords involved. You got 1, 4, and 5. What's going on in your head as you're coming between those different tonalities? Are there different options that are coming available to you as you're thinking major with one, you're thinking minor in another? What do you?
Well, if you're John Lee Hooker, you're still thinking about the one. I was just saying, I watched John Lee Hooker.
Yeah.
And it was, I guess, from the 60s. And he didn't do nothing but play this. Now, Otis Spann, Muddy Waters Band was backing him up. And it was Otis Spann and them. They were doing all the changes. John never played nothing but this. He might have went to the B chord once, but it sounded great, But the whole deal about playing...
Like for a beginning blues player, just a basic rock bottom blues player trying to find his way.
What's a good basic key? Is it A or E?
Well, let's say we're doing something in A. Let's kind of put it in the middle of the neck. So we're doing something in A.
Okay, you got this. B.B. King plays around in here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you have home bass, which is your A, and you're noodling around there.
It's kind of like the D chord, and it's a combination of that chord, right? But that gives you that major sound.
Yeah.
If you go up here, it gives it more of a minor kind of sound.
Right.
But you can play out of this position over all of the chord changes, and it works. And that's what I was saying earlier about there's so many common notes. You just don't want to play, if it's a D minor, what's the note we're supposed to avoid? The major third,
Yeah.
You want to kind of avoid that note.
Now, when you're on there, let's go back to A.
But a basic blues, you got the blues scale here. It's basically just these notes, the flat 7, and then it repeats. But that covers the whole neck.
Yeah.
And that shows you all of these basses that I was talking about before.
And then how does that adjust if you're thinking in that form?
Well, all right, play an E chord. That still sounds good over it. Go down to D. So that's just taking those 3 or 4 notes and playing it over any of the chords. And then is that getting too far?
Well, no, that's wonderful. And you're basically, I can hear.
But I'm still playing.
You're still
out
playing
A.
out of that
Still
A
playing
blues
out of A.
form.
But I'm by bouncing back between this position and that position, I'm outlining the D chord better. Because that's just a D triangle.
Yeah.
Part of it's just standard licks.
Yeah.
B.B. King, T-Bone Walker. You know, if you listen to most of the really famous guys had their signature licks.
Yeah.
So I've tried to learn all of their signature licks, and then it comes out a different way, you know, by the melody I'm trying to play. But it's really cool to go back and, like this, that's more like a Grant Green thing. You know, it's not even bending notes, but it's
just
those
sliding
slurs. So I guess the main thing is learn this blues scale, and this, is that pentatonic?
Yeah, pentatonic with an added blues note. Yeah.
Right, okay, when I was a kid, if you played here, right, that had more of a little bit meaner,
Yeah.
a little more sad, a little, you know, different attitude, and then if you went up here, it was sweeter.
Yeah.
So I blend the two together.
Yeah. Fascinating. Fascinating. Sapphire21 is asking, what's the difference between a resonator guitar and a dobro?
Well, they both
I think
have
they're
they
both
both have the resonator cone inside. It looks like a speaker cone, but the bridge is attached to it. And the dobro has a different system. It has a different kind of bridge.
Yeah.
No, it's still a cone, but the bridge is attached in a different way.
Oh, okay.
This is a wooden disc that's bolted to the cone, and the dobro has like a spider web looking metal piece that the bridge attaches to the cone.
Yeah.
So it's one of them is pulling on the cone, the other one is pushing down.
Yeah.
I think they were brothers and they got in an argument about it.
Of which way was best.
I think so, and they split into 2 different companies. I remember reading that. I don't know. I'll have to look it up.
While you've got your electric here, let's talk about your distortion pedal. I was talking with Jack as we were getting ready for this lesson. What's something that we could give away that would be a great option? And he said that one of the pedals that you're falling in love with is this MXR modified Overdrive. Tell us about this.
Well, I like it. I don't know if I love it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I found out about this. Brian at Dunlop turned me on to this pedal, and I don't know how new it is, but it was new to me. It looks like brass. It's got a lot of output. I usually keep the output way down here, 8:30 or not even 9 o'clock. And it's got this bump switch, which gives you like a boost.
Boosts on the lows and mids, according to
their
their paperwork.
So you've got this tone control here, and then you got the gain, and then this is, what does it say, 100 hertz?
That's at 100 hertz.
So
you can boost it or cut it.
You can cut it or boost it, but then when you push this, it does even more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so even without this bump switch, it still does something, I think. Let me try.
Yeah, play a little bit with us.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
So it's still doing it, whether it's... But it's got a nice... It's not a real buzzy sound, which is what I like. I mean,
Yeah.
you can get a different kinds of distortion out of it by how you're setting it.
Yeah.
And I've got most of them at like 12:30 or 1 o'clock.
And then show us a little bit with it, like play a little bit without it, and then maybe kick it in or something, so we
Okay.
kind of hear the difference.
This is without it. And this is with it. And it cleans up good when you turn the volume down. So that's still
This is
with
a
the
real
pedal
sweet,
on.
warm sound.
Yeah, it's. So I like the way it reacts to the volume that I'm putting in it with my volume control.
The good folks over at Jim Dunlop, who are now, I think MXR is now a division of Dunlop.
I guess so, yeah, because Dunlop's got them. And
I just sent an email over there, and Max from the good folks over at Dunlop said, sure, we'll send one out. So one of you lucky folks is about to win Jack's new pedal, the modified Overdrive MXR.
it works good with other overdrives too.
Yeah.
It's friendly. You know, I'll use that by itself or another one by itself, and then the combination of two. Sometimes I'll have three. You know, and it's just amazing.
Yeah.
All the different tones you can get.
The winner of this one, you guys excited? This is a good giveoxide. We're giving away some good stuff. The winner of this is J Trioxide. J Trioxide, JTRIOXIDE. J Trioxide, you have just won this modified Overdrive. Jack, maybe we can even get you to autograph this before we go. That's always fun. Congratulations.
It'd be fun figuring out where to write on it.
Yeah, maybe on the
It's got a
side
lot
or
of
something.
writing. Yeah, on the side, yeah.
But you haven't won anything, JT or J Troxide, until you email us at service@Legacy Learning Systems or legacyinstruction.com. Fabian, you can put up that link. So let me encourage you to do that. Don't let this if you don't win, if you don't claim it, I'm going to give it away. I swear I'm going to give it away next week to somebody else. So you got to claim it. So congratulations. That's a great pedal, and we thank the good folks over at Dunlop for giving us that pedal.
Thank you.
All right, we are just about out of time. Let me get to one more question here. Alec Bourne is asking, will a Les Paul do similar effects like that by adjusting the tone and volume, I assume like you were doing earlier? Better to use as humbuckers? Does that work better with humbuckers or single coils to get a jazzy sound?
Oh, you can do it with either. Yeah, any
Either
guitar that's got a tone control and where you can mix and match. 335 or an arch top or, Ed Bickard played a lot of jazz on a Telecaster. You know, and some people have put a humbucker in a guitar too, but I like single coils and humbuckers. They have their own sound.
Each has their own sound.
Yeah.
And their own advantages, and you can fake it, or you can get by a lot with it by just playing with your tone knob. A lot of guys just don't ever touch their tone knob, and they never
And you have to use your volume control too, because that affects the tone.
Right.
Yeah, some guys just turn it on and leave it on, and that's it. But
Yeah.
It's really interactive. Yeah.
You can get a lot of nuance out of your playing, out of your guitar. You can get a lot of sounds out of your guitar that many players, I don't know if most, but many players just kind of have their pickup always in one setting and have their tone and their volume all in one setting, and they just never change it, and they wonder why their guitar sounds the same all the time. Well, you can use your pickups, use your volume, back that volume off. That changes the character of the tone just a little bit. Have it full out. That changes the character of the tone a little bit.
And it affects your distortion too.
It affects the power of your distortion. How much is being distorted? How much is that sound cracking up as it is starting to get distorted? Play around with your tone knob. Back that tone off. You get a rounder sound. If you get the tone full out, you're going to get a little bit of more of an edgier sound. So just kind of understand how they all affect each other. You'll be amazed the sounds you can get out of one instrument by just being able to adjust some of the different things.
It's a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
You know, I like to tinker around and try different things.
Yeah, in between different songs, you're getting different colors. Even different parts of songs, you're getting different colors.
Yeah, I'm always moving knobs and switches and just trying to get different textures.
Yeah.
And playing different places on the neck on the strings with the pick or without a pick.
Attacking it different ways, with the pick, without a pick, using the thumb. Gosh, we've already covered so many of them already here.
Yeah.
Experiment with all of that. Experimenting is the best thing that you can do to learn. Probably no one taught you the different forms of that G7 as you went all the way up the neck on that. That probably came from you just sitting down with your guitar and figuring that out and just thinking about it.
And I think about that stuff too, you know, and I can see the fingerboard in my head, and early on, you just try to analyze the fingerings and stuff. You know, if you can think it and hear it in your head, then you can probably figure out how to play it on your instrument.
Yeah. Part of your practice time, part of the time that you are actually sitting down and working with your guitar should be devoted. Just put the books away, put your learning materials away, and just sit there and try and think about your instrument.
And develop your ear.
Develop your ear. It develops your ear. It develops your creativity to where you're not forced to, oh my goodness, if I don't have something in front of me, I don't know what to play. No. Turn it over and just let your ear start to guide where you're playing. Wonder, and let your mind kind of wonder about, well, how could I play that maybe in another way? Is there another way that I could play the similar, things up here and still get this? Oh, well, that's a different sound. It's a little bit thicker if I do it. Just let your mind think about these things. And
oh, this is cool. Look at this. Okay, you got a diminished chord. If you move it up a string, you got a 9th chord or a minor 7 flat 5. And same thing with this. That'd be a G7.
Okay, yeah.
Move it up. It's a D major 9. But it's the same finger and just moving it on different strings, you know. And so, I mean, that just, it does something when I hear that.
Yeah. It twists your ear a different way.
And this fingering is a 9th chord, but if you move it up here, it's a 13 flat 9 just by playing it there or moving it up a string. Yep. So simple things like that can really help. Here's that 7th chord, move it up a string. It's a diminished, So I just love little simple things like that.
Yeah.
Just moving it up a string. Sometimes I'll play something on the wrong string by accident, but it'll make me play something different. So I try not to listen to it as a mistake.
Yeah.
Unless it's just a really bad clunker, But try to be open to new things that you might stumble on by accident. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So, it makes it fun.
All right. Well, we're on the home stretch. We need to take it on home here. I want to talk to you about a couple of things coming up. Jack, do you have any upcoming concerts coming up?
I got a couple of dates in the works.
Couple things working,
but we haven't confirmed them.
If you're ever in the Nashville area, check jackpearson.com, and Jack has different events he's playing all the time. I see you playing at the Ryman. I see you playing at T-Pack. I see you playing at 3rd and Lindsley and just doing club things.
Yeah.
It's In fact, here's how we met. Was a mutual friend, Dino Paston, who you probably you may know. Oh, you know. He took his son to a club, and they were listening to some guitar player, and they were getting ready to leave, and you were just coming up and starting to play, and he thought, "Who is that?" And so he turned me on.
He went to hear the wrong guy.
He said, "Who is that?" So he sat and listened to the whole set.
He did.
And he said, "Oh gosh, that's great." So I think he got your CD. He was telling me about it. You got to hear this guy. You got to check this guy out, Jack Pearson. And then I called you, and we did the guitar conference together. Did a couple of those, and then we've done several things over the years.
Yeah.
So it's been great.
It's amazing how things work like that.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, let's get out of here. Next week, you got the week off. We will not be having live lesson next week. We're going to take the week off. The next.
Can we thank John?
Oh yeah, we're going to thank our producer John, who has stuck with us through all kinds of audio changing and all kinds of stuff, and has been a great help to me over these many months. So the next live lesson we'll have will actually be at the end of the month, which I believe is like the 29th. And I think we're going to have an open talk for that. Our newsletter came out today. Fabian, maybe you can put up the newsletter link. I have a video tip in there. I've been in the studio most of the week doing just a lot of acoustic playing, and I did a little tip there about how you can. You have a chord. If you just move one note in that chord, you can come up with all kinds of different things. Take off that. What if I do the first finger? So there's a lot of creativity just letting your ear guide you, but you can just be moving one note in a chord form. So we have a video tip talking about that, and some other stuff as well. All right, next live lesson is going to be the 26th. I have here in my notes. We'll do an open talk, and I'll be talking about different things. And we had some questions about overcoming stage fright. Do you ever get nervous when you're playing?
Yeah, sometimes.
No?
Yeah. But my friend David Greer, he told me one time, he said, these people are here to see you do good, not do bad.
That's right.
Well, that's cool, you know?
That's right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily happen, you'd think, gosh, a larger event, you'd be more nervous.
That's actually easier.
It's
for
actually
me.
easier, yeah. It's actually the opposite when you
Yeah.
get, it's funny, different triggers for different things. So anyway, we'll talk a little bit about that stuff. We put a bunch of lessons over at Gibson Skills House this week. So many different things. There's a lesson I did about the money chords in G, really good chord forms that you can use when you're playing, doing acoustic work in the key of G. I have another style lesson about finger style runs. I do a finger flexibility workout, of which I stole one of Jack's exercises, along with some others that Muriel Anderson gave me and some other stuff. And it's one of the greatest workouts that we've done with Gibson has been that finger flexibility workout.
It really helps.
We've got a new interview over there with Will McFarlane, our good friend Will McFarlane. And a couple of guys have done some other songs over there. Haven't Met You Yet, great song by Michael Bublé. And then Slow Ride by Foghat, one of the guys who's
I
teaching
remember
that.
playing that.
Come on.
Yeah, I do.
It was a long time ago in a land far away
In the
that I was at.
1970s.
I was at a Foghat concert when Def Leppard was opening up for them. So that was that was a long time ago. And so that's my Foghat story there. But anyway, you can go to our Gibson Skills House lessons. If you press the white button underneath the Ustream window, and that'll get you to our Gibson Skills House lesson. Lots of great things over there. Great. So that's all of that. I'd like to thank Max over at Jim Dunlop for donating the pedal and for all this sort of stuff. We're going to give away one more thing. We're going to give away another Jack Pearson CD. Let's give away this one. And I've got this one. A lot of good things on this one as well. Someone is about to win this. Mike in Colo, which I assume is Colorado. MikeIncolo. You have just won this. And Jack will get you to autograph that as well.
Yeah, J-Mo played drums on half of this record, and Jim Horn and Paul Langosh, who played with Tony Bennett for a long time. He played a lot of bass on it, and a lot of good players on it.
Wow. Great. So our winners tonight were Eddie Beach 68. You won a CD. J Trio Oxide. you won the great pedal, and then Mike in Colorado, or Mike in Colo, you have won another CD as well. So send us your information and we'll get those out to you. All right. Thank you, everyone. Don't leave yet. Jack's going to play us one thing, or we could play something together, or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever
let's play something. Let's play a blues in C.
A blues in C. All right.
Like a swing.
Okay. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much, Jack, for being here with us.
God bless you.
Have a great week.
Bye.